All right, it's the first day of summer for my students, and I have to fulfill a promise. I told them if they could make it to the end of the school year, that I would make them a silly, cringy video to start our summer reading with. What they asked me to do was to make a video reviewing a classic piece of literature using as much of their TikTok slang as I possibly could. So what I had them do was to write down as much as they could on Post-it notes, and I looked up some of the words, and I'm going to try to incorporate as much of their recommendations for language into a book review as I possibly can. So I'm going to review one of my favorite books of all time, which is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So we'll see how many of them of their recommendations I can jam into one book talk. And hopefully it makes them laugh, and it's a little cringy, but that's okay. So it'll be a good way for us to start our summer. Sup chat, we're going to be talking today about F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. First of all, this book is slay and slaps even 100 years after it was written. As far as American authors go, F. Scott Fitzgerald's pretty much the GOAT. This book is about an NPC named Nick who wants to roll with the alphas and moves to New York City to try to figure out how to do that. He buys this little house next to a mansion owned by this Riz god named Gatsby, who is a Sigma that makes everybody else look like weak betas. He has these huge parties on the weekend, and he throws his money around like he's in a Mr. Beast video. Over the course of the book, we learn a lot about him, including that during World War I, he had this huge KD ratio that would put him on the top of any charts. He has a huge glow up heading into the 20s, and he is balling out all over that decade. He is so preppy that he wears this pink suit that he attracts the attention of a bae that he had back in the day, and they start vibing. The only problem is that this girl is married now, and her husband is a real hater. While Gatsby and bae are sneaking around and vibing, the husband gets wicked sus and decides that he's going to check up on Gatsby. Meanwhile, though, that husband is also cheating on her with another lady, and everybody kind of knows that everybody's cheating on each other, but nobody wants to spill the tea. Nick then starts dating one of their friends who's a pro golfer, and we find out that even she's cheating in a golf tournament. Pretty much everybody's a cheater, and nobody is doing what they're supposed to except for Nick, because he keeps it real. Pretty soon, that hater husband figures out that Gatsby is not so skibbity rizzed, and he's a lot more skibbity sus. For a bunch of different reasons, he decides to put him on blast, and mayhem erupts all over New York City. And by the end of the book, everyone ends up either dead or miserable. Nick figures out that everybody around here is Delulu, and that New York is really Ohio, and then skips town to head for home. So I hope that you enjoyed my super cringy TikTok slang book review of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Let me know how I did for a 37-year-old suburban dad in the comments. I'll see you around for the next book talk. Happy reading.